Somebody should say cheese.
cheese.
1, 2, 3. Cheese. Thank you very much. Thank you.
I am pleased to share that the ABCP Indian National Center has launched a scholarship program for Buddhist monks named Bakula Rinpoche Scholarship Scheme. We are currently providing scholarships to around 300 monks, students from abroad, higher monastic studies in India. As we gather here, may this sacred setting inspires us to reflect on the ideals of the Bodhisattva wisdom guided by compassion. May our deliberations contribute meaningfully to peace, harmony, and understanding across Asia and the world. Finally, I once again thank Shri
within context. He has identified the current global complexities like social and economically inequality, violence, war between nations, communal intolerance, and even environmental degradation as the cause of our suffering.
Independence,
मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि मैं आज बोध गया की पवित्र धरती पर आया हुआ हूँ और आज का जो ये ABCP ने जो कॉन्फ्रेंस ऑर्गेनाइज़ किया है, इंटरनेशनल कॉन्फ्रेंस बुद्धिज़्म के ऊपर, ये बहुत ही अद्भुत है, जहाँ पर कम से कम 9 कंट्रीज़ पार्टिसिपेट कर रही हैं। बुद्धिज़्म की जो सबसे बड़ी टीचिंग है वो है पीस, नॉन वायलेंस। और आज अगर आप देख रहे हैं तो पूरी दुनिया में वायलेंस है, जगह जगह पर लड़ाइयाँ हो रही हैं। माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी ये कहा है कि बुद्धिज़्म में जो कहा गया है हमें वो अडॉप्ट करने की ज़रूरत है। पूरी दुनिया को बुद्ध ने शांति का संदेश दिया है और इसी शांति के संदेश के साथ मैं चाहता हूँ कि पूरी दुनिया में शांति हो। और मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि मुझे यहाँ आने का मौका मिला और इस पवित्र धरती पर मुझे अब मंदिर के दर्शन करने का भी मौका मिला। मैंने बोध गया टी के भी दर्शन किए और उसके साथ साथ यहाँ पर एक बहुत पुराना मंदिर है उसके भी दर्शन किए। मुझे बड़ी खुशी कि मैं यहाँ पर आया हूँ।
मिडिल ईस्ट में सर वार का माहौल है, पूरा ज़बरदस्त रूप से प्रभावित पूरा दुनिया हो रही है। ऐसे मौके पर इस तरह का कॉन्फ्रेंस कितना प्रासंगिक है सर? मैंने
जैसे पहले भी कहा था कि जो बुद्धाज की जो टीचिंग है वो पीस है, नॉन वायलेंस है और इस सब का सोल्यूशन जो है नॉन वायलेंस ही हो सकता है और उसके अलावा और कुछ नहीं हो सकता, जिसे माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने भी कई बार दोहराया है।
परम पावन दलाई लामा जी का भी
जी हाँ, मुझे बड़ी खुशी है कि मुझे इस कॉन्फ्रेंस में शामिल होने का मौका मिला और दलाई लामा जी की 90th बर्थ एनिवर्सरी को पूरी दुनिया सेलिब्रेट कर रही है और मुझे भी हिस्सा लेने का मौका मिला। The world with the tenets of Buddhism and is helping the younger generation to easily connect with Buddha's ideals of humanity, discipline and compassion. I therefore congratulate the organization for aptly choosing Bihar and particularly Bodh Gaya as the venue for this conference. I also take this opportunity to convey my greetings and best wishes to the people of Bihar for preserving and popularizing the teachings of Buddha. I have been informed that apart from India, this celebration is being attended by representatives from countries like Russia, Mongolia, Laos, Vietnam, Cambodia, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, South Korea, Bhutan, Japan and Nepal. Most of these delegates are the heads of Buddhist Sanghas of these countries and senior monks from the different sects of Buddhism, Buddhist scholars and academicians. But regardless of the sect they represent, they all have been practicing, perpetuating, and propagating the basic principle of Buddhism in their own ways. Ladies and gentlemen, this event, whose central theme revolves around peace in the time of conflict, could not have been more relevant and topical. The ongoing conflict in West Asia is threatening the world and economic security of massive population like never before in the recent history. Therefore, the need of a restraint and an end to the conflict has become all the more imperative. The big question remains as to how to return to the peace, equality, and sanity. The answer to this can be found in Buddha's noble eightfold path: right view, right intention, right speech, right conduct, right livelihood, right efforts, right mindfulness, and right concentration. Buddha has described these virtues as noble truth of path to end sufferings. Only by adopting this path, we can bring real peace to the world and alleviate violence, greed, hatred, and all human miseries. In the world of our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, India has given Buddha to the world and not to youth. Today, the world is suffering from war and unrest. Buddha's way is the way for future. As the member countries of ABCP seek to address the current global conflict through Buddhist ethics of wisdom and compassion, I congratulate each one of you for your valuable contribution to this global cause. Friends, Buddhism is a faith based on peace, non-violence, compassion, and pursuit of spiritual excellence rather than engaging in manipulation. If there is one embodiment of these virtues, it is His Holiness Dalai Lama. His teachings of Bodhisattva, Bodhicitta, compassion, and wisdom remain the guiding light in today's context. His Holiness the Dalai Lama is one of the most revered spiritual leaders in India and the world. He has always preached and practiced peace and non-violence. The entire world is aware of his peaceful and non-violent struggle for the liberation of Tibet. He is the globally praised for advocating non-violence with his characteristic modesty and humility. His Holiness, throughout his life, has disseminated Buddha's teaching to his followers, something which many Buddhist spiritual leaders have also done in the past. But what distinguishes him from others is his extraordinary ability to spread the core principles of Buddhism across people belonging to different cultures, nationalities, faith, and generations. His Holiness has been remarkable in interpreting Buddha's President, ABCP India National Chapter, most venerable members of the Buddhist Sanghas from India, CTA, and various other important Buddhist countries. Ladies and gentlemen, it is indeed a pleasure and privilege for me to be addressing this august gathering organized by Asian Buddhist Conference for Peace at Bodh Gaya. This is the Holy Land where the Lord Buddha attained the internal enlightenment. This conference becomes all the more special and significant as it celebrates the 90th birth anniversary of His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama. When I was invited to be the chief guest on this occasion, I readily accepted the invitation. It was not only because of my respect for Lord Buddha, but also because of the deep connect Bihar and Ladakh, which I represent as Lieutenant Governor, have with Buddhism. Both Bihar and Ladakh hold a special place in the spiritual and cultural history of Buddhism. While in Bihar is the land of Buddhism originated, Ladakh is a place that was preserved and nurtured Buddhism and its sacred traditions since ages. Buddhism has played a crucial role in shaping the religious and cultural landscape of Ladakh, leaving a lasting imprint on its traditions, artistic heritage, and societal structures. The influence of Buddhist heritage in Ladakh is evident in its monastic traditions, architectural styles, and Ionic depictions. Similarly, Bihar, since ancient times, has remained the epicenter of Buddhist learning and philosophy. Universities like Nalanda and Vikramshila played a key role in the spread of Buddha's teachings across India, Asia, and around the world. It is indeed a matter of great pride that the revived Navnalanda Mahavihar continues to be a seat of Buddhist studies in the present times. His Holiness the Dalai Lama had visited his campus in March 2017 and planted a sapling of Bodhi tree, a reminiscent of Mahabodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, where Gautam Buddha attained the awakening, the enlightenment. It is also a matter of pride that Navnalanda Mahavihar has published the entire Tripitaka, the text or the words of Buddha, originally in Pali, in 41 volumes in Devanagari script. Also, the university has opened first ever department of Buddhist sciences in the world. While universities have been offering courses in Buddhist studies for long,